very much there, Mr. G. Now, we're going to be talking, of course, about the sad and tragic events of this past weekend. There's no way that we could deliver the blow in any kind of easier way. We were all devastated on Saturday to find out of the tragic passing of Simba Mhere, who was not just, you know, somebody that we knew from top billing or from working with in the industry. He was a friend of ours. I mean, I don't know where you guys were at the time when you found out on Saturday. We were actually getting ready for the Met when a very good friend of mine called me and she said, where is he right now? Is he in Cape Town? And I was like, I think he's still traveling here. And she was like, because this is what I heard and we don't know if it's true. And then I said, well, call me back and like just find out quickly, call Jonathan. And then when she did call Jonathan, he confirmed it. And nothing prepares you for that moment when you hear such news, because Simba is larger than life. And I say is because it's still difficult to wrap your mind around it. And I don't think anyone was prepared for that moment, and it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult.
I think death in itself is a very difficult thing, and at this stage we also want to say to his friends and family, we wish you well and we wish you long life. I think Twitter and social media, you know, everything happens so quickly, so you find out online before you can even get a phone call. But however you heard the news, Simba Mhere has passed on, and we want to talk about it this morning to honor his life. But also, you know, you can't help but think, what happened Saturday morning that caused our friend not to be here anymore? And Katlego, you have that story this morning. Yeah,
we'll be chatting about it just now, but I think it's also just very important that we just take a moment to reflect on all of the messages that came in, because as I said, he was an incredible human being. And I mean, we can start off firstly by talking about Jonathan, who put up on social media saying, he put up a photo and a caption that said, this is the last tweet, the last Instagram call, message, Facebook post and WhatsApp were all to him. I can't believe my brother's gone. Thank you for the incredible support, of course, from everyone out there who was consoling him as a friend. Absolutely. Jeannie D tweeted, she says, we are beyond broken and sad. Simba, who we loved so much, words fail us at this time, but we pray for his friends and family.
Top Billing executive producer Batisani Kamala, she also took to Twitter and she said, as a Top Billing family, we're very, very devastated about the passing of Simba. He was an incredible human being, a gentle soul. He was fun and loving, and his work, a truly hard-working individual. He was always just a delight and a pleasure to be with. And I think the crazy thing, Katlego, which people were saying to me over and over on social media, is because last week they still saw him on the show with you, you know? It was the one day that I was watching from home. You know, and Simba was here. He was sitting on this couch.
Right here. And also just to kind of show exactly what kind of joy he brought to people's lives, Pearl Tusi tweeted, news of Simba's passing had me in tears, my whole body in chills. R.I.P. buddy. This is terrible. I have no words. And she put up the hashtag there, rest in peace, Simba. So I can't roar like a loser every time I see you. That is, and she says, wow, it's just incredible. He was an incredible human being. There's no better way to express that.
Brian Habana also said, lost for words at news of Simba's passing. He was one of the most positive and energetic souls I have ever met, and that is so true.
Fikile Mbulula said, rest in peace, Simba. Watched you inspire a generation. The paths that you crossed will forever be remembered, and your greatness. May your family find comfort in knowing that you're not alone. We all share your pain in losing someone so great. And I think that's the one thing. I mean, I spoke to one of our executive producers, and the one thing, it's hard when a young person passes on. It's even harder. It's hard that it's Simba, but it's even harder that it's a young person who we feel wasn't ready. But if you think about it, death happens when you're ready.
Indeed. Well, as I said, he is more than just a friend. One of our brothers, indeed. Simba Mhere passed away tragically this weekend, and it is clear from the outpour of tributes that we're truly, we've lost one of our greats because of something South Africa needs to address very urgently, of course, negligent driving. Now, on the line this morning, we have Johannesburg Metro Police spokeswoman, Superintendent Edna Mamonyane, to talk to us about it. Superintendent, thank you very much for taking our call this morning. Now, are you possibly able to give us more details on exactly what happened in the early hours of Saturday morning?
A very good morning to you, Katlego. Good morning to the other presenters and the viewers.
Thank you.
It was sad. It was sad. You know, when you go to an accident and you are a law enforcer or a police person, and you find a young man, you know, old enough to be my son, and you really get touched that every life that we lose on our own It's just too much. At about 5:30, we got the call, and officers were dispatched. When they got to the scene, unfortunately, Simba had passed on with the passenger that was sitting behind him, and a lady. And then the specialized unit had to be called in, because when there's a serious accident, we had to reconstruct that scene of the accident to be able to give the court the clear indication of the scene itself, photos, measurements, cars, show everything that's on that scene, so that people like family, like friends, like you, people that worked with him, can be able to find closure that this is actually what happened. On that particular morning, on William Nicol, just at the N1 off-ramp, Simba was traveling okay. There was nothing wrong. He was on the right side of William Nicol. I think he was going to join the N1 so that he can go to the N3, go to the airport. Now to the viewers, people must please just separate these two accidents. On that morning, we had two accidents. Simba's accident was the first one, so it was on William Nicol, and it happened around 5:30. And this guy who was driving a VW Polo was off-ramping from the November 1, which is the N1, and coming to join the William Nicol. And this guy was supposed to either turn left or right. But now, the guy, Simba's direction was from the Bryanston side, facing towards Four Ways, but he was approaching the bridge to be able to probably turn onto the N1, join the N1 and proceed towards the N3 to go to the airport. This guy crossed over the middle island and then hit Simba's car from the side. And the impact, because it was coming from the side of Simba, who was the driver, and then the other occupant, the passenger who was behind Simba, that impact of that car then hit them. So it was actually meaning that VW Polo was still at high speed when it off-ramped the freeway. The guy was removed from the scene. People have been asking this maybe because you might want to know as well. This guy was removed by paramedics. When they arrived, obviously, they declared that Simba is gone and the other passenger was gone. And they took Simba's dad, which there was a confusion that maybe there was another lady. It was Simba's dad who was sitting in the front as a passenger. They removed him and they removed this other guy who caused the accident from the VW Polo. There was a Mazda that was following Simba as well. But the Mazda, luckily, the person there, it was just the damages to his vehicle. When we want...
I must thank you very much. Unfortunately, it is very sad that we've run out of time, but we thank you so much for giving us the details. And of course, I think we will look forward to further reports as they come out in the news. But thank you very much for your time this morning.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Superintendent Edna Mamonyane of the Johannesburg Metro Police. Now, a memorial service, for Simba will be held on Thursday, the 5th of February at 3 p.m. at the Rima Bible Church, Hans Schoeman Street in Randburg. And the same venue will also host his funeral on Saturday at 9 a.m. And Simba will, of course, be laid to rest at the West Park Cemetery in Roosevelt Park. Yeah. On Thursday, we have Jonathan Boyton-Lee, who's going to come in, and of course, a very, very dear friend of Simba, and you know, he'll talk to us about how he's feeling, and of course, just kind of give his message of condolences, not just to us as his friends, but his family out there as well. But we will remember the man with the lion heart very, very fondly here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.